Hi everyone. Let's take a look at this problem. And the problem says, should we go ahead with this project? So this one involves determining relevant cost and then determining whether we should take this project on. Okay, we've got some costs given, and we don't even know the length of the project, but the data is presented in terms of present values. All right, I'll highlight over the various items. We've got a cost of new machine of $100,000, and we think once we have this machine, we're going to sell some products that required the machine on an incremental basis, and that will generate after-tax revenues of $90,000. Now, we'll also have to incur additional after-tax operating expenses of $20,000, and related to the cost of the new machine, they've given us that the present value of the depreciation expense is $87,500. Okay, we'll also incur, or we have incurred, $750 of consulting fees and expenses in working on the project up till now. So what I want to point out is these have this is related to getting us where we are. So these are costs that have already been incurred. I want to make that clear. And our corporate tax rate is 40%. Okay, with that information, let's see if we can figure out the relevant costs. Well, the relevant costs are any cost that will change as a result of taking on this project. So if we need to buy the cost of the new machine, then that's $100,000 out of cash amount. So we'll show that as a negative amount. But we will generate after-tax revenues of $90,000, and we'll have to spend $20,000 of after-tax operating costs. By the way, I want to get this to let's make this look this way so it all looks very similar. Okay. Then we get to the present value of depreciation expense. Well, the present value of depreciation expense is not exactly what we want to use. Let me move this down to show you what we would use for relevant costs. And then I'm going to drop into here that what we really want to see would be the present value of the tax savings from depreciation. And lots of times this is called tax shield, or the tax shield from depreciation, and I'm going to abbreviate a little bit. Okay, and what we would need to take is the 87,500. Okay, 87.5. That's the present value of the depreciation times the corporate tax rate that applies. Okay. And what that tells us is that we have a tax shield from depreciation of $35,000. Now, the $750 we've already incurred with consulting fees and expenses related to looking at this project at this point is a sunk cost. It's irrelevant. We've already spent the money. It doesn't matter one way or the other, so we should exclude that. And with that, we could then calculate the net present value. Right? These are all in present values, and we simply sum the dollar amounts. And what we see is the number is positive. I'm going to do a quick format here. Most of this you're not going to see. Let me slide this over so you can. And I will just go to Font, Underline, Double Accounting, hit OK. Okay, and so now on your screen you see the 5,000 underlined. And the decision rule to use is the number positive or negative? And in this case, it's positive. So if this project were presented in whole dollars, the shareholders are better off to the tune of $5,000 as a result with going ahead with this project. Okay. Now, it doesn't consider any non-financial considerations in the project. The other thing I want to point out is if we assume these dollars are in thousands or millions, then of course that net present value becomes much more significant, because now we're talking about, in the case of thousands, this would be $100 million project, and for that $100 million project, we'll increase the net present value of the shareholders by $5 million. Okay, everyone. Thank you.